People of San Dimas, this is your market update for the beginning of June 2024. We're going to be going over data from May that's going to let us know what happened and then what to expect. And by the way, my name is John Chesky. I'm with Kaleo Real Estate. If you would like to know more about buying or selling property in San Dimas or SoCal, I have agents in Joshua Tree, Los Angeles, and everywhere in between. And if you're out of state, dude, I got homies all over the country. So my contact information is in the description below, or you can just take this text and text me. Take this text and text me. All right, let's go over what's going on in San Dimas right now.
Watch the video through to the end for pro tips that could save you a lot of trouble.
Right now, for what is active on market, meaning it's not an escrow, but it is listed, you'll probably find it on Zillow, Redfin, and obviously where Zillow and Redfin get their data, the MLS. There are 31 properties right now, ranging from condos to beautiful, gorgeous custom homes. The highest price home on the market right now in San Dimas is going for $3.9 million. It's already been on the market for 120 days. But let me tell you, although that sounds like a long time, when you start getting past the $2.5 million price range in the San Dimas, Glendora, Verne area, it's pretty normal for it to be on the market for almost a third of a year. It's not something to be like, oh, man, what's going on? Now, sometimes a seller has a $4, $5, $6 million house and they're going, hey, I need the proceeds now so I can pay off that lawsuit from that, record industry deal that I screwed someone over on or whatever it is. So I made myself laugh there. Is that okay? Are we allowed to do that in a real estate video? I don't give a shit. Anyways, it's okay for it to be sitting on the market for 100 days when it's at that price range. It's a little bit more weird when you have a $950,000 4-bedroom house in San Dimas. You're like, why is it on the market for 100 days? It's clearly overpriced. But in those $3, $4, $5, $6 million range, even $2.5 million range, it's normal for it to sit for a while because it's a much smaller buyer's pool. And you're waiting for that chick from Michigan she's just flying out on a private jet and she's looking at houses and she's like, I kind of want to live in the suburbs of LA in like a nice quiet area, but be close enough to LA. That's like a very small pool of people that are like, I have $5 million and I don't want to live in the Hollywood Hills or on Laguna Beach. So your buyer's pool is smaller. So it's going to take a little bit longer to find that buyer. So if you're a seller, nothing to panic about in that price range. Again, if you got a $650,000 house and it's been on the market for 100 days, time to adjust the price, get some new photos taken. Give me a call. Here's my number. I'll figure it out for you. Okay. Lowest price property available on market right now in San Dimas is a 3-2 condo going for $600K. Great property. That I love that this community prices have just been going up and up and up in this condo community because it's close to everything. It's close to Target. It's close to Trader Joe's. It's close to the high school, the San Dimas Performing Arts Center, which is gorgeous, by the way. I would love to do some stand up there. That place is, it is bon. It is beautiful. Getting back to it though, $600K for a 3-2 in this condo community. Great starter home, great entry level into the San Dimas, Verne, Glendora area. And, it's only been on the market for less than 20 days. That's going to go soon, as soon as it finds the right buyer. There are 24 properties in escrow in San Dimas right now. So if you're looking at this going, honey, should we sell our house right now or not? And she's going, I don't know. What's the market doing? You're like, well, I read a meme on Instagram and it told me don't do that. Look at data like this that shows you what's going on in your city without the hysterical headlines. So right now, 24 properties are in escrow. That's not a ton for how big San Dimas is. It's low inventory and there's more properties on market than are in escrow, but it's not that drastic. 31 properties on market, 24 in escrow. Things are moving pretty nice right now. I would just recommend having a little bit more patience than what we got so used to during the pandy and even after the pandy. Just a little bit more patience because prices are still great. The buyers are still great. The negotiations are very collaborative oftentimes. So it's kind of like it's a seller's market, but it's been balanced when it comes to collaborating between buyer and seller because sellers know that even though you have the upper hand as the seller, you know that you might not have 10 or 20 offers anymore. I shouldn't say might. You almost never have 20 offers anymore on a property. So what that means is, even though you have the upper hand as a seller, you still need to be graceful and collaborative in your negotiation with your buyer. Now, this is my favorite part. This is where putting your money where your mouth is when it comes to data. How many properties have closed in the last 30 days? Drum roll. Are you doing a drum roll at home? I hope so. 18 properties have closed in the last 30 days in San Dimas. In all of San Dimas, 18. There's no inventory, folks. I said it before, I'll say it again. So less than a property a day in the whole city of San Dimas. What does that mean for you if you're a buyer? It means there's not a lot of options for you. Even though there's not 10 or 20 offers a house, you know that you're going to be competing head to head with at least one or two other offers. If you're a seller, what does that mean for you? Oh man, you're doing good. You put your property on the market, it's going to stand out because there's not that much to choose from. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't clean it up, declutter, screw in that light bulb that's hanging out of your ceiling fan. But do you have to go and pay for expensive staging? Do you have to remodel your bathroom before you list your property? No. In fact, I would recommend not doing that. And this is a bonus tip before we even get to the bonus tips. In general, statistically, you will not make that money back. So if you spend 30 grand remodeling your bathroom, it's not going to raise the value of your house by 30 grand. Something to keep in mind there. So you're in a good spot if you're a seller. You're in a good spot if you're a seller in Glendora, Verne, Los Angeles, almost anywhere. Now, if we're talking about other markets, I'll give you an example. This is why real estate is such a hyper local thing. I work in Joshua Tree quite a bit. I have properties out there and clients out there. It is a buyer's market in Joshua Tree now. Hour and a half away, you're in a buyer's market. So it's something to be aware of. That means that the buyer has more of an upper hand in Joshua Tree, unless you have a very unique property. The buyer's got more of an upper hand and they have a lot more negotiation strength. But here in San Dimas, you could be confident that if you put your house on the market and you price it properly, you're going to do well. You're going to do well. Lowest price home that sold in San Dimas, $545,000. And that was on the market for 47 days. Again, and remember what I told you. Don't be scared about hearing something was on the market for more than a month now. That's normal again. You're good. You're good. Do you think that seller is bummed that it was on the market for 47 days? No, they got rid of their property for $545K. Rad, dude. High five. Highest price properties to sell in tongue twister. Highest price property to sell in San Dimas in the past 30 days? I mean, what am I saying? Okay. I'm just waiting for my kids to run in the room and interrupt me as I'm just, Daddy's just trying to make a YouTube video. Whoever thought we'd say that, right? Highest price property to sell in San Dimas in the last 30 days is a 5,000 square foot, 4-bedroom house on a 40,000 square foot lot. Sold for $2,200,000. Why am I doing this in my hand? It sold for $2,249,000. Congrats on your $2 million, $200,000 and $49,000 deal. Whoever is the person that sold their house. High five. So in summary, what is going on in San Dimas for this update? What can you expect in June? Well, May showed us that it is still a seller's market with a little bit longer time on market than what we've been used to, and that is becoming the new normal. So don't be scared if you're thinking about selling your property. Also, knowing that you're probably going to get what you're asking or more still as a seller is a great thing. So if you have the patience and you're planning ahead of time, if your agent is being a real consultant and letting you know that this is what's going on, you should be comfortable going, okay, this is what listing my house looks like in 2024. And that's what you should plan for June. So right now we're looking at it still being a seller's market in San Dimas in June. We're looking at longer times on market. We're looking at collaborative negotiating because now we don't have 10 or 20 offers. We've got sometimes maybe 1 or 2 offers. But remember, it's still Tyson versus another boxer. I don't have an example for you, but it's still one-on-one. You still have competition from the buyers as you are picking who your buyer is as a seller. If you're in San Dimas and you're looking at buying, take what I just said about sellers and experience that empathetically through your mind as a buyer.
Bonus tip time.
If you're planning on listing your home, there's been a ton of talk in the news about what's going on with commissions and these lawsuits and all this crazy stuff. Those are headlines, generally hysterical headlines meant to grab your attention because that's what we all want these days, right? To have our attention grabbed. Well, let's be realistic about what's going on. Commissions have always been negotiable. They're still negotiable right now. That hasn't changed. But you should know as a home seller that people are going to be asking, hey, so do I have to pay a buyer's commission? Like, no, you don't have to. You never had to. But that's how you are taken seriously in a legitimate market for an agent representing buyers, scouring through the internet to try to find them the perfect home. If they see your listing and it's going to be a zero payout to them, Hey, that might be something where they're like, oh, God, this is going to be a lot of trouble for no pay. Well, that sounds exciting. So just be aware of that, dude. You're using a lure. You're going like this. Come work with me. Buy my house. Tell your clients to buy my house. So you probably want, it's all up to you, but you probably want to have a commission there. The other thing I wanted to go over for your bonus is if you're selling your property, just be aware that the contract's always changing, and it changed again this year. It's totally cool to chat with your agent. Right? If I'm your agent, it's totally cool to be like, hey, can you explain this contract to me? Because I'd be happy to sit down and talk to you about it. So don't feel like you just got to sign things. I never text my clients like, hey, I'm sending you something to sign. I always say, I'm sending you something to review and authorize. Let me know if you want to talk about it. So if we haven't already talked about it, which we generally have, but if we haven't, I remind them like, hey, dude, let me know so we can actually go over this together. I'm not ever sending you stuff like, here you go, sign this, take this thing, just sign it. So that is your bonus tip. You don't have to do that. You shouldn't do that. Let me know if you want to do real estate in an authentic, fun way where we're still getting things done, still getting you your money for your house or helping you find your house. Let me know. Hit me up. All my contact information is right. Here's my text. Text me right here. Call me. Or you can email me, look at other stuff down below. I hope you're doing great, San Dimas. Mwah. Love San Dimas.